Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone across the spectrum. My name is Blue. How do you do? Welcome back, everyone. I hope you missed me as much as I missed you all. Today, I kinda just wanted to do a less streamlined and a little more low-key video from the other two that you've seen on my channel so far. Today, I kinda just want to talk about something that I've sunk a lot of time into recently, and when I say a lot of time, I mean a lot of time. For you see, my friends, the newest entry in the Mario and Luigi series was released not that long ago. It's been a while since it's been released because it's taken me forever to make this video, but I want to talk about it because I sunk so much time into this dang thing whenever it came out. After it was announced in the Nintendo Direct, to say that I was excited to get my hands on it might be quite the understatement, considering it had been forever since we had gotten a new game in the series. But not only that, this game looked good. Like, really good. The art style was awesome, the combat from what I had seen at that point looked really fun, the world looked really fun and interesting. Man, it was just so exciting to be a fan at that time. But if we were to fast forward a little bit, we would find that the game was actually quite divisive among its fans, with some people applauding the new change in direction that it decided to take. There was definitely some people outspoken about what they hated about the new game, whether it being the characters, the combat system, etc, etc. However, I can confidently say that I quite enjoyed my romp through Mario and Luigi Brothership, because not only did I complete the game, I 100%ed it and explored every single nook and cranny that there possibly was in that game. I have quite a few things to say, so let's start with the stuff that I didn't enjoy as much and then move on to a more positive note. I think my main gripe with the game, and possibly my only gripe, is the characters and their dialogue. For me at least, one of the main draws to the Mario and Luigi series, and one reason why a lot of the games are so fondly remembered, is that their characters are really unique, and their dialogue is really well thought out, it's funny, it's charismatic, and the characters just bounce off so well amongst each other, which is really cool when you also just have Mario and Luigi there in the background doing goofy stuff. I think this gradual decline in the quality of characters and their dialogue is best represented through just analyzing and comparing characters from different games. So let's take a look at two of my favorite characters from my favorite game in the series, Bowser's Inside Story. Here we have this character and this character. It can be kind of hard to imagine that these two inhabit the same world, but they do. Now let's take a look at Brothership. We have this character and this character. This character and this character and this character and this character. Yeah, a lot of the designs are streamlined and very basic. This is because they wanted to go with the feel of it being one big world, and while I kind of respect the design decision for that, I also kind of don't, because, as mentioned before, this is one of the reasons why you can go back and play some of the older Mario and Luigi games years later, because the characters are just so compelling. You might be tempted to hop back into the game just to meet one single side character that has like 3 lines of dialogue. I can tell you, if I ever replay Brothership, I will be skipping every piece of dialogue because I don't really care about any of the characters, unfortunately. I think that's enough negativity for one video though. Let's move on to what I actually genuinely enjoyed about the video game. Now to begin, I'd like to discuss something that I saw quite a bit of discourse over online, that being the actual battle system itself. Now I think I can easily defend my position, but don't get me wrong, I definitely get why some people didn't enjoy it as much compared to the other games, that is. This game's battles are dictated by 2 factors, the first being the actual stats of the Mario Brothers that you can gradually upgrade as you get more and more XP and more level ups, and the battle plugs that you can unlock as the game progresses. Now, I know you may have the question, what exactly are these battle plugs? You can think of them as extra abilities that you can equip from battle to battle. It's not that uncommon for RPGs to give you access to other abilities based on the stuff that you equip. However, in this game, you have the power to swap out your abilities on the fly. So, for example, let's say you have a bunch of attack-based battle plugs equipped for a big boss fight. You just want to dish out as much damage as possible. You get into this fight and you are immediately thrashed by everything that this boss is throwing at you. Well, you can actually take your turn to swap out all of your abilities into defensive-based abilities. With this, you can hunker down, play defensively, and slowly heal, trying to claw your way back into the fight. You're given so much flexibility that swapping out a single plug can completely change how you approach a fight. And I think that's a really neat concept that is executed beautifully. But this will segue into something I mentioned at the beginning of this chapter, how some people had some gripes with the battle system. You see, with the power and flexibility that you're given in this game, some fights are absolutely and utterly trivial. I think the best example of this is just how much damage you can do really early on into the game. I have a distinct memory of practically one-shotting a mini-boss only halfway through the game, and I remember thinking, man, I'm only halfway through, I have so much left to do, and I'm already so strong. How much stronger can I get? To me, I think it's actually quite fulfilling to develop a strategy that powerful in the first place with the simple tools that you're given. But don't worry, I promise, there will be some fights and challenges that absolutely test your knowledge and skill of the battle system, so don't get too cocky. Now I believe it's time to move on and discuss one of the pillars of any great RPG, that of course being the story itself. The lore of this game goes as follows. Concordia is a world that's filled with individual islands, all connected by one thing, the Unitree. Each of the islanders would live in beautiful harmony, visiting each other's islands and taking in the sights and smells of each unique one. That is all until one day, when the Unitree, the one thing keeping them all together, was abruptly destroyed. Each of the islands slowly drifted apart, and began to feel a bleak sense of loneliness. That is when Mario and Luigi are teleported to this world. You see, their bond is one of the strongest, the bond of two brothers. And it is exactly this essence that this world needs in order to reconnect not only the islands, but the people on them themselves. I think it's a pretty cute story, and I can thoroughly say I enjoyed it. It's a little bit on the more boring side if we want to get into the technicality of how engaging that the story actually is. In fact, there were multiple times where I kind of even forgot what I was doing in the game. I still think it's entertaining enough, and I think the theming goes really well with the battle system, because it's all about the power of two people coming together to save the world, which is really beautiful, actually. So that kind of leads me to the reason why I slapped this at the end. I apologize for using an oversaturated word, but it's kind of mid. But I still think it's engaging enough to where I was still thinking about it a couple weeks after. Even now, I'm still having fond memories of going through the story and exploring the world. And speaking of the world, let's talk about Concordia itself. As I mentioned before a little bit in the plot synopsis, Concordia is a setting that's filled with each individual island. So you might ask, how do Mario and Luigi get from island to island in an attempt to connect them? Well, you see, they ride on a ship that is also an island. I think it's so cool. As you progress through the game, you go through what they call reefs, which is essentially a way of grouping together individual islands. After eventually connecting enough islands, you will fight the boss on the one big island, and then you can progress to the next reef. Some of these islands are really neat, and the score that accompanies them is phenomenal. The OST matches the vibes of every island perfectly, and it's also another reason why the setting stands out so much to me. So, if you don't play this game, at least do yourself a favor and listen to the soundtrack, because holy cow, it is so good. The setting and the way you explore it is definitely my favorite part about this game, minus the battle system, and that was one reason why I was able to sink so much time into this game, because there's just so much to do, so much to explore. It was an absolute blast, and I was genuinely kind of sad when there were no more sights to see. Controversial opinion here, but I think Concordia is my favorite location of any of the Mario and Luigi games that I've played, and is honestly one of the most compelling reasons to revisit it, in case maybe you didn't 100% literally everything the first time you played it. And I think that just about covers everything that I really want to discuss about this game. I think I want to leave everything else open for you to go try it out yourself. But before I go, I'll leave you with a couple more things. I think for fun, we'll put it on a tier list. I think I would put Mario and Luigi Brothership right here. Easily my second favorite in the series. I think Bowser's Inside Story kinda has the nostalgia buff to it, but hey, while we're here, why not tell me your rankings down in the comments? I'd love to take a look at them. So, to conclude, do I think you should play Mario and Luigi Brothership for the Nintendo Switch? Absolutely I do. There's definitely some flaws, and I can imagine that for some people it'll be hard to stick with. But, if you do, there's definitely something here for you. I just rhymed on accident. I pretty thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope that you will too. And now, we say our goodbyes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I hope you had as much fun watching it. Until next time, may the rest of your day, your week, your year be as wonderful as you are.